Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. That's coming tonight. We count down the seconds before we go into 2015, and what a year 2014 was. So we'll see what happens this year. This is a continuing my videos on best albums of 2014, and I was very pleased with what came out this year. I thought there was an abundance of good albums, and this is the first video. I picked 3 albums to be #1, and I already posted that first video, which was Lucinda, When the Spirit Meets the Bones, U2 Songs of Innocence, and Beck Morning Phase. And then #2, I selected about 5 albums, and yesterday I did a full video on one of them, St. Vincent, her self-titled album, and that's already been posted. Today I selected 3 more. I'm going to talk about them. And I'm on Wikipedia, and I'm going to read some information, not necessarily review. Hypnotic Eye, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. This is their 13th studio album. I guess with Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers alone, that doesn't include solo work. Gatefold, and then back cover. This album, it came with a download card, so you can download the music. And it's on the old Reprise label, a label that Frank Sinatra started. A good piece of vinyl here, and you also get a little booklet with lyric sheets and who plays on what. And Hypnotic Eye is the 13th album by American rock band Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, released July 29th by Reprise Records. The album debuted at #1 on Billboard's 200, becoming the first Tom Petty and Heartbreakers album to ever top the charts, which is just mind-blowing, because Tom Petty, he should have, and the Heartbreakers, they should have had #1 albums, or got to that spot before. He's just incredible talent, and 30 years into his career, first #1 record. The tracks are called American Dream, Plan B, Fault Lines, Red River, Full Grown Boy, All You Can Carry, Power Drunk, Forgotten Man, Sins of My Youth, You Get Me High, Burnt Out Town, Shadow People. 11 tracks, except for 2 tracks, they're all rockers. And they, like American Plan B, kind of addresses the current economic situation, particularly between what they call them, millenniums, and the bleak outlook. But in the song, the person in the song is being positive. Political corruption, Power Drunk, Sins of My Youth, You Get Me High, Burn. Shadow People, the last track, I like, because Tom Petty borrows kind of the guitar riff from John Lennon's Cold Turkey and plays a variation of it, a little mellower, and it's been put to good use. And one track I really like is Fault Lines, a great rocker. But Tom Petty in an interview said, this album is a rocker. It was about time that we put out a good rock album. And he's been, although his entire catalog has been of very high quality, there were some albums he released in the late 90s into the early 2000s that were, while really good, I felt like they just didn't, you know, they were somewhat lacking, but with Mojo and Hypnotic Eye and the album prior to that, which he got his old band back together before forming the Heartbreakers, were, you know, 3 solid releases. So there you go, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Hypnotic Eye, length 44 minutes 47 seconds, and to me, it's not the length of the album, it's the quality of material. You know, I would rather have 6 really great songs than like 15 that, with a lot of them being so and so. Okay, moving on. Their second release, Foster the People. This is the follow-up to Torches, where they had the big hit Pump Up Kicks, which is a great song. I really like it, but that song gets all the attention. There were other tracks that was really good, so let me get on Wikipedia to this album here. Here we are, and I'll talk about it. Supermodel is the second album by American indie rock band Foster the People. The album was co-produced by their frontman Mark Foster and British musician Paul Epworth, who also produced some of tracks from McCartney's last album, and was released by Capitol Records on March 14, 2014 in Friday release countries, blah blah blah. Okay. A concept album, Supermodel features common and heavenly themes of negativity towards modern popular culture and consumer ideology through the record and its related artwork. And you can see, to go along with that concept, you have a supermodel being photographed by the I guess the paparazzi or whatever, and she's standing on gold. And if you go to a record store or place where they carry this release, really examine the artwork, because you got gold in here. She's standing on a pile of gold, and the lyrical sheet all goes with the theme. Anyway, what else? This album was heavily negative reviewed by Rolling Stone magazine. They gave it like a 2-star rating, which is nonsense. This is a great album. In fact, someone who posts album reviews online did his ranking of top albums of the year. He gave this number 1, and it's certainly high on my list. Foster the People, their music is a form of rock dance, but this album went a little deeper on some of the tracks. Are You Where You Want to Be? Ask Yourself, Coming of Age, Never Mind. One title I can't pronounce, but I featured it on my website. Best Friends, which is a song about a friend who goes into drug abuse and he can't do anything about it. Here's a title for you, The Beginning Guide to Destroying the Moon. And this is where the album really gets interesting. The last 3 tracks, Goats and Trees, The Truth, and Fire Escape. Fire Escape, which I just recently featured. upon its release, Supermodel was met with mixed reviews from music critics. A lot of the independent reviewers who post reviews on YouTube uh, gave the album pretty good reviews. It's just the professional critics, you know. To close, Foster the People, who is headed by Mark Foster. Mark used to write actually jingles for commercials, so the music, his songs are very, very, very catchy. You just have to listen to them once or twice. Very dance oriented, with kind of dance rock, but this album he kind of veers away from that toward the end, and towards the in the middle parts too, to create an album that goes beyond that, songs that go beyond that. So I highly recommend this album. I really like it. Mark has kind of a high pitch falsetto voice, but on Goats and Trees he brings it to kind of mid-range. It's really weird. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Tom Petty, Hypnotic Eye. Here's another one that's gonna, and we're talking about the Black Keys, their follow-up to El Camino, 2011 or 12 El Camino, and this is called Turn Blue. And a lot of people reacted negatively towards this album, but I love it. There we go. Where El Camino was more of a straight ahead rock and roll album, this had flavors of kind of psychedelic, groovy, you know, llama lights, and that reflected in the cover. The tracks are, where are the tracks? Where are the tracks? Oh, you also got a poster, which is pretty cool. And I'll go to the Wikipedia and we'll wrap this up. Okay, we're almost there. Da, da, da. Turn Blue is the 8th studio album by American rock duo the Black Keys. It was co-produced by Danger Mouse, and a lot of people did not like Danger Mouse production. Thought it was a bit over the top, and it was released on May 12, 2014. The record was the group's full collaboration with Danger Mouse, following their previous studio album 2011 El Camino, which was their biggest commercial and critical success to that point. For Turn Blue, Danger Mouse reprised his role from El Camino as an equal songwriting partner, along with guitarist Dan, I can't pronounce his last name, and Patrick Carney. Background, writing, packaging, promotion, reception. Turn Blue received generally favorable reviews from music critics, which it received on the average a 4.5 star rating. According to reviewer, the album had an average critic rating of 72 out of 100 based on 38 reviews. Blah blah blah. The album opens with Weight of Love, which is, when you first listen to it, the opening, it sounds like it's set in the Old West, like there's going to be a gunfight, which Weight of Love is one of the best tracks, and it has a burning guitar solo. In Time, Turn Blue, Fever, Year in Review, Bullet in the Brain, which is a great track. It's Up to You Now, Waiting on Words, 10 Lovers, In Our Prime, Gotta Get Away, which is Gotta Get Away, which is the last track, was more of a straight rocker that would have fit on El Camino, kind of modeled after CCR's style of rock and roll. Chart success. Where did it debut? At number one. It debuted at number one on Billboard and did pretty good throughout. And this album had staying power. Once it dropped off number one, it was always on Billboard's 200, and I think it still is somewhere. Turn Blue, if you listen to it, there's a really a heavily influenced Pink Floyd vibe going on throughout the album, and excellent follow-up album. So it just made it on my list. So those are my complete my list of number 2 albums. St. Vincent's self-titled album, Tom Petty, Hypnotic Eye, Foster the People's Supermodel, and Turn Blue by the Black Keys. All good albums. You should try to listen to them. Some of them are available on YouTube. You can listen to free, or one of the streaming services. Although the Black Keys did pull their album from Spotify, so good luck on finding it. But hey, buy one of these albums. We need to start supporting these albums, and the music industry has kind of, as far as going out and buying something, a product you can hold and touch and smell and read, is kind of disappearing, and that's a shame. I don't download any music. I don't buy any music through download. If something I really like, I would rather own something you can hold and touch. So that's just my little commentary there. Thank you for listening. Your comments are welcome. I want to wish everyone a happy and safe New Year coming, and be safe tonight. Little public service announcement: please don't drink and drive. Make arrangements if you're going to go out to drink, but driving and alcohol or any kind of mind altering substance do not mix. So we want everyone safe, and we want to talk to you this time next year. Thank you for watching. Have a happy 2015. Bye.